Johnny Peach's Kitchen with Chris and Blair. Today we're making pepper steak with ginger.
Okay guys, here are our ingredients that we'll be using. We'll be using tonight, instead of steak, I had a roast left from the roast that I was cooking with to make a roast for you guys. So we have a roast left, and whenever I don't have steak, if I have roast, I just cut that up and we do pepper steak with that. So we're gonna do that this evening. And then you cut your green and red peppers. I'm using 1 red pepper and 2.5 green pepper. And just to show you how we cut the pepper, I just put it down, slice it the long way, of course get the seeds out of it, and I'll cut the rest of that in a little bit. I've already cut an onion. I had to put it in the refrigerator because it was burning me up, burning my eyes up. But this is how I want you to cut the onions. Give a nice little ways and cut the onion. Don't cut them too thin and don't cut them too thick, because we're gonna put these in after the steak, or in our case the roast is done. But I usually use Porterhouse or T-bone steak when I make it, and I use a couple of them. And always cut your meat against the grain. I'm going to show you when I get over there to it, but this is what you do. And then you just, of course, break your onions up in order to put them in there with the meat. We're going to throw this little piece away. So that's pretty much what you do here. Give me a second. Wash my hands. Well, wash my gloves. I usually change them, but we're in the middle of the video, so I'm just going to show you. Basically, you cut against the grain. Here, let me start here. I'm going to take this fat off first off and get this on out the way. And it's going to be a lot of fat in this one, but I'm just going to show you, give you an idea of what I'm talking about. This is, you know, against the grain. Actually, this one went with. This roast is all over the place. So give me a second and I'll be right back with you. Guys, basically, if you do use a roast, which will give you more meat for less money, if you do use a roast, cut all of the fat pieces off. I don't, you know, even if you get some meat in there, cut that off and get the pieces separated. Cut these pieces till they separate, and then cut against the grain. When I say cut against the grain, I mean look at the meat going the long way, and then you cut it. You cut it across there. So I usually cut mine pretty thin, but not too thin. Sometimes I cut it a little bit thicker like this, but this is pretty much how I like it. And then you see how the meat has little circles. That means you cut it against the grain. So with the roast, it's going to be a little bit different than with the actual steak, but I've done it both ways. The kids have wanted pepper steak, and I didn't have steak or steak money. I went and got me a roast, and we worked it on out, and it tastes all the same. So get yourself a roast if you want to, or get yourself a steak and do it that way. We'll be right back. Okay guys, here you see I have cut up all of the roast, and here's the excessive stuff, and this is what I was telling y'all to cut off. See, it's got like glue particles or whatever. Cut all of that stuff out of there. That's the new fame thing they throw together roast. But all of this, even if it's got some meat attached to it, just get rid of it. Throw it away, cut it off. 2 roasts came in the thing from Sam's Club, but we didn't want the 2 roasts. We wanted something different. It wasn't that we couldn't afford to get whatever. Today, I've had those days, but today wasn't that day. We had the extra roast, so we wanted to use that to make the pepper steak, as I have before. But like I say, my better cuts for me for that is the T-bone steak and the Porterhouse steak. These are the seasonings. Let me take these off. These are the seasonings we will be using. We'll be using the soy sauce. We'll be using the ginger, the chopped ginger. You can take fresh ginger if you like and cut it up.
Black pepper.
Black pepper. Seasoned salt.
And
garlic powder and ginger powder. And I'm gonna take a little oil and pour over in the wok so we can do it. But you can use a fryer, because I've used fryers for long years. Anything you want to cook with, you can cook with. We'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm pouring the grease over in here and it's pretty hot. It's ready for me to take the meat and pour in. Here I come with the meat. Dump the meat over in there. And I'm going to start with my seasoning. I don't put a certain amount on. I just pour it on in. This is garlic powder, so there is no salt. Just make sure that it's garlicky. Here's my black pepper. I'm putting that on. Just sprinkle it in there. Put as much as you want. Seasoning salt, you don't have to put a lot of that because the soy sauce has salt in it as well. Just put enough in there, just to sprinkle it on. And this is garlic. Ginger. You put a little bit of ginger on everything. I have that ginger paste. I usually put that in when I put my vegetables in. And I put that in so that it'll start thickening up my sauce as well. My gravy that'll be in with the meat, but so that the vegetables will have the ginger flavor as well. And you just move it around as so, and you wait till it's done. Once it browns, then you can go ahead and put your vegetables in, and I'll let you know how long that will be. Okay, at this point we usually add in a little soy sauce, so I'm gonna add in the soy sauce because it's almost there. It's almost done. And that's about 8, 9, 10 squirts I do. About 10 squirts I did so far. And I want to keep moving. You see it has a little gravy from the meat at the bottom. And when you add that ginger in, it's going to thicken that gravy up a little bit. When you add that, and the onions will make a little bit more gravy, the onions and bell peppers. And we'll be right back because we're going to add those in. Hey guys, a couple more minutes have went by. I'm getting ready to drop the vegetables over in there. We got the onions and the bell peppers. Just drop them on over in there. I did 2 small and 1 medium onion because we like a lot of that in ours. And we're going to cover it up in a second. I'm going to move it around so the onions and the bell peppers will be on the bottom and the meat won't be cooking anymore. It'll just simmer under all of the onions. You just turn them around in here and get the meat on the top and get the vegetables cooking in there. See how the meat is coming up. Just let them switch spots a little bit. Not all of the way, but most of the way. And then this is where we're going to put some more soy sauce on top. I'm going to turn it back up. I turned it down a little bit because it was cooking a little fast for me. I got it on about 5. So I'm going to put a little bit of pepper and on my vegetables and a little bit of garlic powder. I forgot to cut up my garlic, but we had already started, so I didn't even worry about it. And just put a little garlic powder over it. Sorry about that, Chris. This is where we're going to put a little bit more soy sauce in over the vegetables so they'll have a good flavor to them. I did about 8 squirts there. And we're going to do our ginger. And just pour it on in there. And it's a paste like. And you just take it and pour it on in there. Smooth it out over your vegetables and stuff. Give it a good flavor. Smash it on in. Put a little bit on your meat too. Just put it all in there. And I'm going to move it around a little bit, and then I'm going to cover it for a couple minutes, and then we'll come back when it gets to the point that we need it. Okay, guys, now that I've done all of the mixing the paste on top, and I want to move these vegetables around, I'm going to turn it back down on low, so I don't want it to cook too fast. But you see the gravy that's getting at the bottom? All you need is some rice. I'm going to go ahead and cover this for a couple minutes, just a couple minutes. And when I cover it for those couple minutes, then we'll come back and let you see our final product. Okay, guys, that only took a couple more minutes. We like a lot of peppers and onions in ours. This is done. You can cook yours a little more. We like ours where we can have a little crunch, just a little crunch to our bell peppers. And you see the onions cooked down real good. And you see we got a good, nice little gravy going on there. So we'll come back with our taste testers and let you see how it tastes. Okay, guys, we back with the taste tester. Let me see what these little clowns want to do here.
Thank you. I'm doing.
It's good.
And one thing I have to say,
Chris, Blair,
I want to say thank you to you.
Y'all so goofy. Come back over here, Blair Bear. What's with the face? Okay, thanks, guys. Oh, I forgot to ask. You goofball. I forgot to ask. So is the meat tender or is it tough or what you doing? Is it good?
Just like they always say, just right.
Just right, monkey. All right. Hey guys, this is the pepper steak over rice. You can use rice, fried rice, or you can even go and look at our shrimp fried rice and have it on the side. It's up to you how you like your pepper steak, but this is how we're going to have it tonight. Have a good evening.